Hello y'all, this is KW0415 and this is going to be the final episode of our Let's Play Paradise Killer series. So it has been a really long investigation. We've got a lot of information. It's a lot to digest. So let's go ahead and talk to the judge here.
The investigator.
The investigator, are you our savior as well? Is Paradise worth saving? Are you ready to start the trial that will determine the fate of the syndicate? Have you found facts and crafted a truth? I'm ready to work through this with you, Lady Loved Eyes. We shall examine your case files and cast a light upon the shadowy recesses where truth lies. Are you ready to begin the trials, Lady Loved Eyes? This is the point of no return. Ensure that you are happy with your evidence and reasoning. There is no going back. Let's expose the truth. Are you sure, Lady Loved Eyes? This is the point of no return, where we descend into the madness of crime. The penalty for anyone you convict of any crime will be death as dictated by the syndicate law. Please be sure. Let's start the trials.
Breathe life back into paradise.
It's time to breathe life back into paradise. I'm overjoyed to hear that. Please wait while I assemble the suspects in the Chamber of Justice. Da, 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 da. Let me explain how we shall uncover truths and lies. We will hold a trial for each case file logged in Starlight. You will choose which suspect you wish to accuse and present your argument against them. I am an impartial tool of justice. I shall analyze your evidence and determine if you have proven your case. Supported your case. Can you break alibis? Can you put the suspect at the scene? How strong is your case? All that matters is that justice is carried out. I am not interested in speculation and weak prosecutions. I need your truth. We will find a suspect responsible for each crime. The door to truth will open. Anyone found guilty will be executed. This is the crime to end all crimes. Anyone involved cannot be allowed in perfect 25 with their criminality. Are not allowed to infect. You will do the execution. The investigation freak will execute justice. Be confident about who you accuse. Are you clear on how the trials will work? Do you need me to repeat this? I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. Let's breathe life back into paradise.
That's strange.
Judge, the island is ending. Our home shatters before us. This farce has gone on for long enough. It is time to move to the new island, Judge. I am the acting leader. I initiated the shutdown.
I am the leader.
The prime suspect has been sitting behind bars while the freak runs around the island chasing down false leads.
This is nonsense.
You have until the end of the island to do your trial. The truth may not be as simple as you believe, Architect. I'm doing this for the good of the syndicate. Perfect 25 is waiting. You can't do that. Judge, the clock is ticking. What does this mean for the trials? We don't have much time, Loved Eyes. The white smoke of oblivion threatens to consume the truth. You will have one desperate chance to find the truth for each case file. Make it count.
How dare you?
The rest of the syndicate are in agreement. It is time to move on and execute Henry.
Of course.
F you! You're overstepping your authority, Architect.
Paradise
Judge,
feels
let's breathe
warm.
life back into paradise. Loved Eyes, you are authorized to once again wield your service weapon. Take hold of a chamber full of justice. Use it at the end of the trials to execute the guilty. Any involvement with this heinous crime carries the sentence of death. Judge, this is severe. This is the crime to end all crimes. Any amount of involvement is a heresy against the gods and an atrocity against the syndicate. Or do you disagree?
I beg your
I do
pardon?
not. Be strong in your accusation, investigator. The penalty for any of these crimes is death. It's been a while since I executed justice. The journey into truth and justice begins. Alright, so let's get our service weapon. Loved Eye's gun for executing the guilty. That looks very... You have retrieved your gun. I hope you appreciate how serious your accusations will be. Return to the stand when you are ready to talk. I am ready.
Lady Loved Eyes.
Investigator will begin the trials. Truth or fact? Henry's escape. Henry allegedly escaped during his execution, broke through the prison bars, and headed to the council building, murdering the martial guards, traversing the holy seals, and killing the council before being apprehended at the scene. How did Henry escape? How did the accused killer break out of the incarceration? Is it as the report states, or did something else happen? Henry Division is alleged to have escaped the desolation cell and murdered a council. Investigator, peel back the shroud of inscrutability and bring forward the sweet smile of truth. State your truth. So the truth in this, so this goes through all of the suspects and the evidence against them. So we have quite a few for Kiko, a couple with Henry, and then we have some for witness to the end, and then no evidence for anyone else, it looks like. So the strongest evidence, in my opinion, is Grand Marshal Akiko. So, bloop. Are you sure you want to continue with this accusation and present your evidence to judge? Once you confirm, you will not be able to reverse the court proceedings. So I suspect the Grand Marshal.
Crime cannot hide.
I believe this was part of a plan by Akiko. The freak is lying. Foreign language. The Grand Marshal broke the primary suspect out of the prison she put him in. Present your evidence. Construct the truth. Akiko broke procedure when she went to execute Henry. She shouldn't have gone by herself. She was either doing something illicit or giving him an opportunity. Ha! Is that the best you got? I thought you were supposed to be the investigation freak. I have more on you. Speculating with nothing to back it up seems like a poor showing for Judge's big hope. She's right. That is speculation, not evidence. Present your evidence. Construct the truth. The bars on the prison bridge were supposedly torn open by Henry with his demonic strength. Starlight analyzed the bars and found traces of thermite, not demonic residue.
I don't.
Thermite
like
is a
this.
military-grade explosive that burns through pretty much anything. Akiko faked that part of his escape. Grand Marshal? Never trust computers. Her little calculator got it wrong. Henry is demonic. What does Starlight know about demons? The freak tried to analyze something that Starlight doesn't recognize, and the closest match is thermite. Residue samples: 68.7% thermite, 29% barium nitrate, 2% sulfur, 0.3% polybutadiene, acrylonitrile. No traces of unknown chemicals found. Thermite is an anti-material weapon and burns at an extremely high temperature.
Crime is
Kiko used it to
repulsive.
open the prison bars and make it look like
Do
Henry's
you
escape.
want to die?
This is a lie. A good truth. Perhaps let us sample some more.
Show me
Present
your
your evidence.
truth.
Construct the truth. The time frame in Akiko's report doesn't match up. There is no way Henry could have got off the desolation cell, made it to the council building, traversed the holy seals, and murdered the council and be found at 0003. Akiko lied. Foreign language. Grand Marshal, respect the civility of the courthouse. Do you have proper response? She's making that up. The freak is making me out to be a liar. She's cooked up a little story to frame me. How did Henry cross the island, get through all the seals, murder the council, and exit the building by 0003? He's got a demon in him. The demon gave him speed and strength. There's no evidence to suggest that. That's correct, Grand Marshal. Your word here isn't good enough. You are speculating without any evidence to back it
Show
up.
me your truth.
Present your evidence, construct your truth. Henry was dosed up with inhibitors. How could he have escaped if he was fully sedated? Doctor, was his dosage correct? Yes, Judge, as it has been for the last 10 years. Do you have anything to say, Grand Marshal? The demon inside him tricked us. It waited for the right moment. The inhibitors had never been right, but we don't know. We didn't know, Doctor.
Theoretically,
That's quite the claim. It would mean that the demon was capable of plotting and fooling us for a
I'm
decade.
worried.
There's no medical evidence to suggest this
Is
happened.
this a fact?
Very convenient that the demon
or a
pulled the
truth?
trick off right at the end of the island. Why not attack sooner? This isn't hard evidence, but I'm taking it into consideration.
me your
Present your
truth.
evidence, construct a truth. I can break Akiko's alibi. The truth requires to examine Akiko's alibi. Akiko went to execute Henry, but alleges that Henry escaped at 2352. She claims she found him outside the council building at 003. I called witness and I left the desolation cell to go to the barracks to organize the search for Henry. Can anyone confirm the Grand Marshal returned to the barracks? The marshals confirmed that she went back to the barracks.
I have a bad
However,
feeling
it is
about
hard to take their
this.
word as they are fiercely loyal to you and refuse to give me any physical evidence. Did you confirm the phone
That's
call?
it.
Akiko's phone records are apparently classified and the investigator isn't allowed access to them. Witness confirmed he got a call from Akiko.
Paradise
I took
feels
witness's
wrong.
phone and analyzed the records at a comms tower. Starlight did some backtracing on the calls and appears Akiko lied. The call she made to witness wasn't from the desolation cell. The comms tower puts her location at the syndicate headquarters, which throws her timeline events into question and puts her near the scene of the crime. Watch your language in the House of Justice. She's lying. Her little pocket calculator is wrong. She hasn't checked my phone. The data is incorrect.
Paradise feels
Witness testified that on the
wrong.
call from Akiko, he couldn't hear the desolation cell's distinctive, dreadful atmosphere or the ocean. That isn't conclusive proof, but it still suggests she wasn't where she claims. The rock of secrecy has been lifted and the truth exposed. The Grand Marshal's alibi has been broken.
Show me your truth.
And then we have, I can break Henry's alibi. Lady Lovedice, Henry stands accused by everyone except you. Do the facts lie? Do you believe in the official version of events? No. The truth is the story.
Facts and the
The
truth
facts are
are
wrong.
not
Henry
the
didn't
same.
go to the council building by himself. Yeah, this is getting
Don't test
interesting.
me.
Henry remembers almost nothing about last night except seeing Noon Night. He specifically remembers seeing the goddess. She didn't speak to him, he saw the goddess. The only statue of New Night is in the barracks, and a normal citizen can't know that because the barracks are classified. Henry has been in the barracks, though. That's where detainees are processed when they are arrested. The statue is in the main barracks grounds. Prisoners don't go through there, correct, Akiko? When I was arrested on Island 13, I only ever saw the entrance to the barracks, which connects directly to the underground holding cells. I'm not answering that. It's classified. Grand Marshal, you'll be found in contempt if you refuse to answer. Fine. Arrested individuals are taken through the main gate and directly down into the holding cells.
The facts and the
Henry
truth
could only
are
have seen
not
New
the
Night if he went
same.
through the tunnel that connects the Desolation cell to the barracks. When he was arrested and taken to the Desolation cell, he'd have had to go through the main barracks grounds, though.
Don't test me.
That was 10 years ago. He has lost all of his memories from that incident. The only thing that he remembers is New Night last night. This sounds like a stretch,
I have a bad
investigator.
feeling
The only
about
way to
this.
get to the council building from the Desolation cell in the window of time stated is via the front gate of the headquarters. The Nightmare computer logs on the headquarters entrance have no record of Henry going through them. I don't believe he went through them. If he didn't go through the entrance, this whole case is thrown into disarray. Henry was found with the blood of the victims in his stomach, but I don't think he ingested it himself. How else did the blood get inside him? I found this bottle on the rocks below where Henry was found. It had been used to hold blood. Starlight analyzed the blood in it and matched the remains of all of the council members. How did it get there? There are no fingerprints, but my theory is that someone took council blood from the scene, placed it in the bottle, and forced Henry to ingest it. Why? To scapegoat him for the crime. They were rushed or sloppy and casually discarded the bottle, assuming no one would question the lie. You can't prove this, though. The demonic sigils that cover Henry's body were found dabbed in blood at the scene of the first seal marshals. What of them? Henry doesn't draw those symbols. There are no records of this occurring and is not in line with how the demon inside him behaves. The sigils formed on his skin through the projection of demonic language from the demon inside him. The demon scorched him with its own anger. Did the demon make him draw them? No, the demon doesn't micromanage Henry's actions. It just sets him on a path. Henry doesn't speak the demon's language either. I find it unlikely that Henry would perfectly recreate sigils from a language he doesn't speak. How did they get there then? Most likely drawn by whoever was trying to frame Henry. Couldn't he have copied them from his own body? Only if he had a mirror and the time to do it. Very well. Excellent work. You have taken the lid of the box containing truth. Henry's alibi is
Show
broken.
me your truth.
We have nothing else to present. You have proven that the official version of the events for Kiko and Henry's movements last night are total fantasy. Combined with your evidence, you have created a truth that glints brilliantly in the light shown by the facts. I have considered your truth, ruminated on the implications, soaked in the facts, steeped the leaves of veracity, examined the grains of legitimacy. There is no jury here. I must leave it to the impartial sword of justice within me to stab through the heart of lies and let the blood of truth flow. A truth is revealed, a truth is known, a truth proves Akiko guilty. Do you have anything to say, Grand Marshal? The harsh light of truth is shone upon your crime, and you will be sentenced to death. You were sworn to protect our beloved council. You pledged your blade for so long. You are a beacon of purity. Now you will be executed, and the marshals will lose their leader. The island sequences will never be the same again. Why did you do it? You said I wouldn't hang for this. I beg your pardon, Grand Marshal? This was never part of the plan, you pompous Tarfa. Who are you talking to? Carmelina. You said this would work. Now I have a gun to my head. If I'm going down for this, so are you.
Of the guilty lashing out.
I have no idea what she's talking about. Tell us everything, Akiko. You have nothing left to lose. If you were set up, you can have revenge.
I'll kill you!
You promised to induct my soldiers into the syndicate if I helped you. Now I'm going to be executed. Some foreign language.
Do you want
You
to die?
used me. You weren't careful enough, and now I'm going to die.
I'll kill you!
I faked Henry's escape. I was supposed to deliver him to outside the council building, phone witness, and report that I'd found him after the council were dead. Carmelina? She's lying. She's been found out in her own little scheme, and now she's trying to take the innocent people down with her.
Hot.
I took Henry through the barracks to the council building. The official report is a lie. Lady Lovedeyes? Sounds like a conspiracy, Judge. Open a case file. Carmelina's conspiracy. There is evidence to suggest Carmelina may have been the mastermind of a conspiracy to kill the council. So judgment's been passed. Kiko is convicted. Lady Lovedeyes, while you're in here, you do not have access to the phones you have been using to record your past. Would you like me to save your progress now? Not yet. Very well, we will continue. Truth or fact? Henry's demonic possession. A decade ago, Henry became possessed by a demon, killing his mother and allowing demonic corruption to spill out into the world. The area around his apartment was sealed off and became the dead zone. During his arrest, he killed the syndicate's exorcist, Grace Bloodlines. For the last 10 years, he has been contained and sedated in a desolation cell with inhibitors. Investigator Starlight has logged Henry's possession a decade ago as a case file related to the murder of the council. Is Starlight being overzealous, or do you believe there is something there that warrants investigation? Was someone else involved with Henry's possession and demonic invasion that spelled doom for the island? State your truth. So, we have, of course, Henry Division as a suspect. We have Yuri Knight, and then there's no evidence for anyone else, which makes it look really bad for Yuri Knight. So for me, there's just not enough in the way of conclusive evidence here, supporting evidence that it's Henry Division himself. Yuri Knight, it looks bad because the library vault records, and it's a similar book, and Henry says that someone supplied the book. So I believe Henry. I'm going to accuse Yuri Knight. Yes, I do want to accuse him. Are you sure you want to continue with this accusation and present your evidence to judge? Yes, I do. Yuri Knight. I believe Yuri pushed Henry down the path to possession.
Don't be snide
I
with
thought
me.
you were supposed to be an investigation freak. You've got nothing on me.
Show me your
Present
truth.
your evidence. Yuri assessed the vault.
Paradise feels
Yuri assessed the vault that contains the
wrong.
books on demonology. I believe Yuri took books on demonology and gave them to Henry, preying on a vulnerable mind and pushing him towards communicating with the gods. The plan was for him to become possessed. The plan?
Worthless.
The freak wouldn't know a plan if she saw it. She's just making up stories, and you're going along with it.
Business is it to
Exile
yours?
caused her brain to rot. You're letting the freak fool you with lies, speculation,
I
and fiction.
don't like this.
The plan will become clear in later case files. There is a conspiracy at play, and I need you to trust me. If I get this wrong, you can reverse the conviction. I'll go back to the idle lands, and Yuri can walk free. Someone committed the crime to end all crimes, and the path to the truth is a winding
I
one.
am
We
the
cannot
leader.
go on trust. This is not justice. Do not dare to lecture me on justice. I am justice incarnate. The court trusts the
Show me
investigator.
your
Present
truth.
your evidence.
I don't like this.
Inside a safe in Henry's apartment is one of the forbidden tomes of demonology from the library vault.
What are you talking
What's that got
about?
to do with me? Which book? The Grimoire of Majida. A frightful tome. How did a citizen come to obtain one of the restricted texts?
Show me your truth.
Present your evidence. Henry told me a stranger supplied him with a tome that would lead to his possession. Not conclusive evidence. Someone took a shine to him and slipped him a restricted
What?
text. You think it was me? You're a joke. I had nothing to do with this.
Worthless.
I don't consort with citizens. You'll need better evidence than
Show
this.
me your
Present
truth.
your evidence. I have nothing else. That's all I got. I've considered your truth. Ruminate on the implications soaked in the facts. Steeped the leaves of veracity. Examine the grains of legitimacy. There's no jury here. I must leave it to the impartial sword of justice within me to stab through the heart of the lies and let the blood of truth flow. A truth is revealed. The truth is known. A truth proves.
court
Yuri
finds
guilty.
Nonsense.
This is unacceptable. Do you know who I am? I have been chosen. I will be on the next council. This freak has taken away my destiny. I will burn the syndicate to the
Do your
ground.
job.
Yuri, be quiet. No. I'm the blessed servant of my goddess. I was destined for greatness. I helped you, and now I'm going to
We have
die.
achieved perfection.
These are the ravings of someone deceived by a god that's been caught out.
I have a
Is this
bad
true,
thing.
Yuri?
How dare
She
you?
promised me a seat on the new council and to retrieve enchanted blue from the real world.
Believe what you want.
Nonsense.
Do you know
I
who
got
I
Henry
am?
the books on demonology, sent him down the dark path. The plan needed the island to end. Henry provided the answer. The truth lies within a conspiracy. So that one didn't take nearly as long. Wasn't as much evidence. So he is convicted. Yes, no, not yet. I'm going to probably split this into two parts. So, the murder of Grace Bloodlines. Grace was our chief exorcist, and Henry was convicted of her murder, which he allegedly committed during his arrest. One Last Kiss seems to think she was set up to die. Grace Bloodlines was murdered 10 years ago. Presided over the trial. Saw the sun's light cast shadows from terror. Leave only his truth visible. The truth may still be in shadow. Do those terrible events from a decade ago have a link to the tragedy of last night? I investigated it at the behest of One Last Kiss. Who is One Last Kiss? The ghost of Grace Bloodlines. She's on the island. A ghost of a murder victim 10 years ago is on the island?
You happy
Is
with
that
your
so hard to
proof?
believe, Judge? Can you prove you are who you say you are? Haunted complex crescent, drifting sand satellite. Confirmation, Grace Bloodline's unique blood code.
Sure.
One last kiss asked me to find her resting spot. I unlocked her blood vial and she confirmed the code independently. It's so nice to see everyone again. What do you have to do with the murder last
There is
night?
corruption
I was
on
murdered
this
10 years
island,
ago, allegedly by
investigator.
Henry, who everyone here would have you believed is the council murderer.
Mystery awaits.
It makes you think, doesn't it? What if the two are linked? One last kiss asked me to investigate her murder. She believes there's more to it than the official version of events. Do you suspect her? No. No, I believe she's a victim in all this. Well done, investigator. You have seen the truth clearly. Paradise gets even more bizarre. The trials continue. Lady Love Dies drive us along the highway of truth. Da 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 da. Well, so we have Akiko, Carmelina, and then we have Henry Division, and I don't think it's Henry by any stretch of imagination because there's no scorching of the sigils. So it's between, in my opinion, Grandmaster Akiko, Blade, Carved Sigils, Broken Procedure, and then One Last Kiss, Testimony, the Hidden Photo, and a message from Carmelina. And, excuse me, the doc says that that would not be, that strangulation is not from power armor and from someone wearing a wedding ring. So I'm going to accuse Carmelina silence. Yes, I do wish to continue. We'll see if the truth comes out on
The
this.
facts and the truth.
I believe Carmelina
are not the same.
was the architect of her murder. This is nonsense. You have no
Show me
evidence.
your
Present
truth.
your evidence. While Grace and Carmelina were en route to Henry, Carmelina sent a message to Akiko. She instructed her to leave Henry and Grace alone together. This message was intercepted before it was scrubbed from the server. Carmelina forgot to use encryption.
Craft
Architect?
is its own reward.
I have no recollection of this. It sounds like a
Show me
fabrication.
your
Present
truth.
your evidence. I found a photo of Grace's body that had been excluded from the report. It was hidden on the barracks server. It showed the strangle marks on Grace's neck. Doomjazz took a look at it and suggested that they were done by someone that wore a wedding ring.
Paradise feels
Carmelina wore a
wrong.
wedding ring at the time when Grace was killed. I suspect that Carmelina killed Grace when Henry didn't step up and do it for
We have
her.
achieved perfection.
This is tenuous, isn't it? Anything could have caused that mark, couldn't it? Doctor,
I'm a
it
professional.
is my firm opinion that this was done by a ring worn on the wedding ring finger. Bruising can contain very detailed
It is
information.
cowardly to
Preposterous.
insinuate,
The doctor would
investigator.
say anything to a pretty face.
That's not nice.
Back off,
Maybe
Architect.
what you want.
Leader, we'll see about that. Why would Architect Carmelina have killed
Got
Grace?
it.
Yuri gave Henry demonology books. Henry was being set up to end the island and possibly scapegoated for the murder of the council.
The
A dead
investigator
exorcist
is
means
here.
that the demon and Henry would still be around and useful when it came time to pin the blame on someone for last night. When Henry didn't kill Grace Bloodlines, Akiko stepped in and framed Henry, giving him a history of murder. This sounds like a conspiracy, investigator. I believe so, Judge. Very
This
well.
is nonsense.
Absolutely not. This is a farce. Hold your tongue in the halls of
Show
justice.
me
Present your evidence.
truth.
I only have... When Henry was arrested, Grace was meeting with Carmelina. Carmelina requested to accompany Grace on the exorcism. This is unusual as it would place Carmelina in an unnecessary amount of danger. It may be unusual, but it doesn't prove she is the
Crime is its
perpetrator.
own
Of course it
reward.
doesn't. The investigator is trying to prove a fantasy. It may have placed me in danger, but the pursuit of knowledge sometimes requires risk.
Show me
Present
your
your evidence. I have nothing else. You have presented a veritable treasure trove of facts. I have considered your truth, ruminated the implications, soaked in the facts, steeped the leaves of veracity, examined the grains of legitimacy. There is no jury here. I must leave it to impartial just within me to stab through the heart of the lies and let the blood of truth flow. A truth is revealed, a truth is known, a truth proves
Court finds
Carmelina guilty.
Carmelina
Grace Bloodlines was murdered by the hand of the architect. So this is the truth. Thank you for your work,
This
investigator.
is nonsense.
What? How dare you?
What?
This is nonsense. This trial is over.
Do your job.
Henry will be executed and the freak will be sent back to the Idle Lands. This is my courtroom. I am justice incarnate. You do not have the authority to end the trials. You have been found guilty. You will receive your punishment. The trials continue. So, yes, she is the murderer. Yes, actually, I would like to save now. Thank you for asking. Alright, so in the next episode, we will... Truth or fact, who killed the Holy Seal Marshals? We will go into that in the next episode. So until that next finale episode, I will talk to you all later. So take care. Goodbye for now. Here. Just a friendly reminder that this content is partially sponsored by a trio. Logo's up there. A trio is an organization that allows content creators to find sponsorship opportunities on their website. So if you do end up going on their website and you do decide to register, please put in the code KDUB4, which is KAYEU4, and that referral will put $5 toward my channel. I appreciate your support on that. In addition, did you like the content? Go ahead and hit the like button. And if you want to get notifications for future uploads, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you. Take care of yourselves, and I'll talk to you soon. Goodbye, everyone, for now.